Most people think their credit score only matters when they buy a house. But the truth is, it affects nearly every part of your financial life. From getting approved for an apartment, to landing a job, to how much you pay for your car insurance. A bad score costs you money every single day. And here's the part nobody tells you. Fixing your credit is not as hard or slow as you think. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what steps can boost your score fast, sometimes in under 30 days, so you can finally take control of your financial future. Let's get into what a credit score really is. It's a 3-digit number that represents how likely you are to repay borrowed money. In other words, it's your financial trustworthiness score. It usually ranges from 300 to 850. Scores above 800 are considered excellent. Anything below 580 is seen as high risk. Most lenders want to see at least a score of 670 before they'll offer good terms. But here's where it gets tricky. There isn't just one score. There are multiple scoring models, the two most popular being FICO and Vantage score, and each of these has slightly different formulas. So while your FICO might be 715, your Vantage score could be 690 on the same day. Still, both rely on the same 5 key factors. The biggest slice of the pie, 35%, is your payment history. This simply means, do you pay your bills on time? One missed payment can drop your score by over 100 points and stay on your report for years. Even a 30-day late notice is enough to make lenders nervous. Next is credit utilization, which makes up 30% of your score. This is how much of your available credit you're currently using. For example, if you have a $10,000 limit across all your cards and you're using $5,000, your utilization is 50%, which is too high. The goal? Keep it under 30%, but the sweet spot is actually under 10%. It shows lenders you're not relying on credit to survive. Then comes the length of your credit history, around 15%. The longer your accounts have been open, the better. That's why canceling your oldest credit card is a common mistake that can shave points off your score. Another factor is credit mix, at about 10%. This includes having different types of credit, like a credit card, a student loan, or an auto loan. The more variety lenders see, the more confident they are in your ability to manage different financial responsibilities. Finally, there's new credit, which also counts for 10%. Every time you apply for a loan or credit card, a hard inquiry appears on your report. Too many of these in a short time signals risk, even if you weren't approved. But here's the good news. You don't need to master all 5 categories to see results. There are targeted strategies that can shift your score in weeks, not years. You just have to know where to start. And in the next section, we'll break down one of the fastest and most effective methods to boost your score, especially if you've been denied credit before or have a limited history. Stick around, because this one simple move could change everything. Let's start with one of the fastest hacks that almost no one uses: becoming an authorized user on someone else's credit card. Here's how it works. If someone you trust, like a parent, spouse, or close friend, has a credit card with long history, low utilization, and a clean payment record, they can add you to that card as an authorized user. You don't even need to use the card. Once you're added, their entire positive history gets copied into your credit file, as if it were yours. This strategy can increase your score significantly in just a few weeks. But there's a catch. It only works if their account is in good standing. If they miss a payment or carry a high balance, it could hurt you instead of helping. Another fast strategy is to request a credit limit increase without increasing your spending. Let's say you have a card with a $3,000 limit and you usually carry a $900 balance. That's 30% utilization. If your limit increases to $6,000 and you still spend the same $900, your utilization drops to 15%. That alone could bump your score by 10 to 20 points or more. Most credit card companies let you request a limit increase online. Some will do a soft pull that doesn't affect your score at all. Others will do a hard inquiry, so make sure to ask before submitting the request. Now, let's talk about something called credit builder accounts. These are loans designed specifically to help you build credit. Here's how they work. The lender holds the money in a secured account while you make monthly payments. Once the loan is fully paid off, the money is released to you, and all your payments get reported to the credit bureaus. It's a great way to create a positive payment history, even if you're starting from scratch or recovering from past mistakes. Many online banks and credit unions offer these products, and the approval requirements are usually minimal. Another overlooked tactic is using a secured credit card. This is not the same as a debit card or prepaid card. With a secured card, you make a deposit, say $300, which becomes your credit limit. Then you use it just like a regular credit card and make payments each month. Over time, those payments are reported to the credit bureaus. And as you build trust, your score goes up. Some issuers even convert your secured card to an unsecured one after 6 to 12 months. Now let's shift gears a bit. Did you know that your credit report might have errors? According to a study by the FTC, 1 in 5 Americans has a mistake on their credit report that could be lowering their score. That's why it's critical to check your report at least once a year. You can do it for free at annualcreditreport.com, the only website authorized by federal law. Look for accounts you don't recognize, duplicate debts, or late payments that should have been removed. If you find anything wrong, you can file a dispute with the credit bureau. By law, they have 30 days to investigate and respond. Fixing a single error could mean an instant jump in your credit score. Imagine gaining 50 points just because someone reported the wrong date or listed a paid bill as unpaid. Also, don't ignore your collections accounts. If you have old debts in collections, paying them off doesn't always remove them from your report, but it can help. There's something called pay for delete, where you negotiate with the collection agency to remove the account from your report in exchange for payment. Not all agencies will agree, but it's worth asking and getting it in writing before you pay. Now, here's a psychological trick that works wonders. Set your payment due dates right after your payday. That way, you're never late simply because you forgot or didn't have the cash available. On-time payments, remember, are the single most important factor in your score. And if you really want to automate your progress, set up automatic minimum payments on all your credit cards. Even if it's just the minimum, it protects your payment history and gives you peace of mind. In the next part, we're going to put all of this together into a 30-day credit improvement action plan, step by step. And if you follow it, you could see real results before your next billing cycle ends. So don't miss it. Now that you understand how your credit score works and which actions move the needle fastest, it's time to turn this knowledge into a clear, actionable plan. Let's build a 30-day credit improvement strategy that anyone can follow, whether you're rebuilding from scratch or just looking to break into the next credit tier. Week 1, assessment and quick wins. Start by pulling your credit reports from all 3 bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Use annualcreditreport.com, which lets you access each report for free once a year. Go line by line. Look for errors, duplicate accounts, late payments that shouldn't be there, or balances that seem off. If you find a mistake, file a dispute immediately. This process can take up to 30 days, so the sooner you act, the faster you might see a bump in your score. Next, review your current credit utilization. List all your credit cards and calculate the percentage of credit you're using. If you're above 30% on any of them, focus on paying those balances down first. Even bringing them under 50% can have a noticeable impact. Now, go through all your credit cards and request a credit limit increase as long as you haven't missed a payment recently. If granted, your utilization instantly improves without paying a single dollar. Also, if you know someone with a solid credit history, ask them to add you as an authorized user to one of their old, well-managed credit cards. This is one of the few strategies that can give your credit file a dramatic positive history, almost overnight. Week 2, add positive accounts. If you don't have much credit history, this week is all about adding good debt. Apply for a secured credit card if you don't already have one. Choose one that reports to all 3 major bureaus and use it sparingly, just a few small purchases a month. Then pay it off in full before the due date. You can also sign up for credit builder loans from online banks or fintech apps. These accounts report monthly just like any other loan, but without the need for big upfront risk. Another underused method is using services like Experian Boost. They let you add utility bills, streaming services, and even phone bills to your credit file, giving you credit for payments you're already making. Week 3, organize and automate. This week, set up your system to protect your score long-term. Start by enabling autopay on all your credit accounts, at least for the minimum due. Then, build reminders or calendar alerts a few days before each due date, so you always know what's coming. Revisit your spending habits. If you're consistently carrying balances month to month, that's not just hurting your utilization, it's costing you interest. Build a small buffer in your checking account so you never risk missing a payment again. Consider consolidating any high-interest debts through a balance transfer offer or a personal loan. This can reduce your monthly payments and simplify your financial life, as long as you don't rack up new debt. Week 4, monitor and strategize. By now, you should start seeing changes, especially if you've paid down balances or corrected errors. Use free tools like Credit Karma, Experian, or NerdWallet to track your progress. But don't obsess over daily fluctuations. Scores move in cycles, often updated monthly. Continue paying attention to your credit utilization. Avoid closing any old accounts, even if you're not using them. The age of your oldest account is a key part of your score. If you've had collections or late payments in the past, start negotiating. Use pay for delete where possible, or ask for goodwill deletions, especially if it was a one-time mistake and you've been on time since. Most importantly, stay consistent. Your credit score is not just a number, it's a reflection of trust. And trust takes time to build, but just one moment of inattention to destroy. In just 1 month, with focused action, you can set yourself on a path to excellent credit. You'll qualify for better rates, lower insurance premiums, and more financial opportunities. But more than that, you'll finally be in control of your financial narrative. So if you've made it this far, you already have something most people don't: awareness. Now use it. Fix your credit, build it with intention, and take back your power. And if you found this helpful, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, and check out our other video on the habits that silently destroy your finances. Let me know in the comments if you want a deep dive into how to buy a house with less than 700 credit. Because the sooner you take control of your credit, the sooner you take control of your life.